Karim Solo Shamsiddeen, everyone. How I feel, big fella?
humbling, humbling experience.
All right, cool, cool. So hopefully people were able to stay for a short Q&A. And I'm gonna kick it off with the first question. Um, well, actually, Solo and I, we to give a little bit of background, I met him while we were in prison together, and he was about as big as he is now, and he I think I first saw you. Were you actually shivering or were you just crying? And I
Oh,
had to come help you and let you know, look, you won't be bullied. I got you. Come under the wing. Like,
I mean, I was scared of you when I first walked in there, so I was a little intimidated.
no, 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 no. Solo was just as he came off. He was a serious guy. He didn't want to be bothered with anybody that he didn't think was mature and on a mission to change themselves. And that's why I actually felt honored that you befriended me and began to open up to me. So it was only right that when you got released and we was working on this project that I gave you a call and said, "Yo, would you be down to tell your story?" And thank you for allowing us that opportunity.
No,
Um,
thank y'all for the opportunity.
So yeah, yeah, we appreciate that. But the first question is, in all seriousness, you were locked away for some serious crimes, bro. Some violent stuff, and we see what's going on in this city. We see what's going on in this country. Um, what do you have to say to any crime survivors, any victims of crime, in your own life, your family, including, or just as a whole? What do you have to say?
Um, First, I would like to apologize on my behalf and the behalf of what's going on out here today. The senseless gun violence and violence outside of that is crazy. I mean, you can't apologize enough. I took somebody's life. He's never coming back. His family's never going to see him again. So I just try to be my best person that I am and represent any person who has ever been a victim of any type of crime through positive things I do and trying to give back as much as I can through the personal training, helping elderly, helping physically disabled people. I just try to have a better representation of myself and represent them in that light.
Got you, got you. How has it been since you transitioned home? I know when we filmed that, you had a year home now. How long have you been home now?
I've been home 2 years now. Last month. Um, the transition was pretty easy because I had the support of family, friends. The only part of it was kind of hard was financially because you expect so much more when you come home and you hoping things be a little bit more easy for you financially. But I'm no different from nobody else. Only thing that makes me different is I never gave up. So I always wanted better. Um, and I knew I couldn't let the people down that supported me over these last 12 years and the years before then. I just wanted to make them happy, make my mother proud.
Looks like we have our first question from my dad, actually. What made you want to share your story?
Yo, like I've seen people talk, help the elderly, talk to the kids, and I looked at it differently. Um, I never thought that would be my platform years later, reaching out, helping people the best way I can, trying to change their lives, but more so they changed my life more than I changed theirs. But
Got
like I said, it's a humbling experience. Never thought this would be the shoes I'd be walking in, but I'm embracing it and I'm loving every bit of it.
you. Right, right. Okay. We have one from Saudi Bickley, I believe, and
Okay.
she asks, "What are your plans for sharing this with young Black males? I think they would benefit from your story, from hearing your story."
I would like to do more guest speaking at elementary schools, high schools. I actually every police officer I see, I always hand out my personal training cards and offer law enforcement their first workouts for free. So I would like to, link up with them and uh, police athletically and try to help the youth as much as I can. Let them see that the roads they're traveling is the wrong road and there's only one way.
So you're still open for more opportunities to share your story, right?
Yes, I am.
So what's the best way for people to reach you?
You can reach me at my email, kareem.shamsuddin at hotmail.com.
Could you spell that really quick?
Karim, Karim dot Shamsiddeen, ShamSiddeen at Hotmail, or you can inbox me on my IG page, Suicidal Fitness.
Okay, cool. Next question is how does it feel how does it make you feel to return and see gentrification of your childhood neighborhood?
It's kind of weird. I mean, it's pretty much the neighborhood you wanted when you was growing up. I mean,
Right.
you know, to come home and see everything change and you're not really a part of it, still living in the neighborhood, is kind of bittersweet.
Mm,
The change was necessary, but I would love to still live in the house I grew up in.
right, for sure. Next one. Have you ever thought about mentoring other men who are at risk or in similar situations?
Once I started this lifestyle, yes, I have. I'm open to helping and giving back any way that I can.
Next question. How has the reentry process been? What's been the hardest part? The hardest part.
Coming home, just dealing with more stuff than I expected. Like I never thought I would come home and have to deal with building relationships with my kids all over again. My wife getting sick a month after I came home, dealing with breast cancer. So
Mm,
basically, like being handed a plate of food with nothing I picked to be on that plate. I just had to eat what was there. So it was a lot. It was a lot to carry around, but I managed.
mm. Someone commented that they love this and that the lure is real. How do you convince a young man to choose a different path?
I don't believe I'm a role model, but um, for the youth that are coming up, surround yourself with people that want to push you to do better. I mean,
Right.
they want to see you succeed. If you know you're a good ball player, surround yourself around ball players. If you know you're a good football player, surround yourself around those who play football. Help surround yourself with people that can push you to do better in a positive way.
Next question. Re-entering back into society, what was your biggest concern if you had any coming home? What was your biggest? I guess you kind of already answered that one. Are you connected to any re-entry programs in the city, or are you more focused on the youth?
I'm not connected to any reentry programs. I learn better hand to hand, face to face. Like the technology and everything is a little bit still complicated for me. I'm trying to catch up to it. I'm more old school. Um, I just like talking to kids or whoever I'm talking to, dealing with them directly.
Right. I would say any solo family member or Keith, can you put his information in the chat so that way people can reach out to him directly if they're interested in bringing him on? Um, Next question is, how do you find backers to help you open your fitness stuff or open up a fitness gym or to push suicidal fitness?
I'm still trying. Everything to this point that I have, as far as the equipment, the support, it's all been through family, friends, grinding, not wanting to give up. Um, my fitness family, I love them just as much as I love my personal family. Um,
Hmm.
they push me extremely hard for me to push them even harder to be better. But without the family, friends, I wouldn't be here. Like I said, my
Right.
transition was a lot easier than I thought. The only part of my transition that was kind of hard is financial. That was it. Other than
Yeah.
that, my transition was extremely easy.
Yeah. You have a a great family, man. From the ones that I was able to meet. So, that family support is everything for sure.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is a really good question. What was your process of forgiving yourself so you could move forward?
Honestly, I don't think I ever could forgive myself. Um, like I said, I took a life.
That's real.
I went to an establishment, and even though I didn't afflict any bodily harm, I scared to tell her to the point where she thought her life was in jeopardy.
Hmm.
regardless how I feel today, even whether it was intentionally or unintentionally, I affected communities, I affected friends, families who all looked at me in a different light. So, like I said, I just try to be the best person I can be and represent anybody I ever hurt, intentionally or unintentionally, by doing good deeds and seeing that, you can come home and change and you can come home and, switch paths.
Right. I mean, that's a very honest answer, and I agree with it 100%. I don't think you ever really can forgive yourself.
Nah,
Um, how hard was it for you to share your story? And let me, before you answer that, um, you ain't never laugh upstate. So to see you smile and then incorporate that into the episode, man, I enjoyed that. Yeah, go ahead, give him a smile, man. But yeah, how hard was it for you?
you already know. I never been the one to show too much emotion. Never been the one to show my teeth all the time, smiling and laughing. Always had a hard shell. It was not that I thought I was tough or whatever, but the lifestyle I lived back then, it calls for you to be tough in certain situations. And it was more so a guard. Like,
Right.
uh I'm not the one to be played with. Let you know, you better do your homework because don't think you're gonna put your hands on me and it's not gonna be a repercussion. But family, my new set of friends, my fitness family, they let me see it's good. It's also strong to be vulnerable. You don't have to have this hard exterior up 24 hours a day. It's actually exhausting. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, but
Because it's inauthentic.
just the people I'm around and the people that's around me every day, they just showed me it's different. Smile a little bit. It's easier.
Um, so what's your plan with the next 5 years?
Um, to continue the path I'm on. One of the end games is to own my own gym,
Okay.
continue to help those personally, do some group fitness, just continue to be a better light than I was so many years ago. See my
It's like
kids grow up, enjoy my grandkids, you know, get old. That's it.
last two. Um, do you believe the life lived previously was only the test for the life you live now in order basically to be able to teach a message having lived that experience already?
No doubt. Everything happens for a reason. Some people learn sooner than others. As for me, it took me a while to learn. I always regret taking a person's life. I regret the bank robbery, but everything I've been through from day one has paid me to be the person I am now. So it's not much I would change.
And last question from mom. Hey mom, number one supporter boy. Um, how do you handle adversity? This is very important. How do you handle adversity when faced with it? Because this is really the number one cause of people going back to prison. So how do you handle adversity when you faced with it?
It's hard. The most adversity that I had since these 2 years I've been home, doors slammed in my face for employment. So
Mm.
you wonder if you're good enough. But
Take your time, bro. And thank you for being authentic because people need to see this.
I just knew I couldn't give up.
Mm.
My mom,
Dang. Got me tearing up, man.
my mom never used the word I can't or I quit.
Mm.
So I instilled that in myself. I actually tell my clients if you got one time to say you can't or you quit, I won't work with you. Get it out of your vocabulary.
Exactly.
You can do whatever you put yourself up to doing. But like I said, the worst adversity I faced was employment. Doors closing in your face over and over and over. So I locked in. I seen I had to make my own way. So I kicked in a few doors that stood in front of me. So now, suicidal fitness,
Suicidal fitness.
pushing yourself past all limits, not taking no for an answer, and still being strong in a good way and helping those around you.
Yo, with that said, man, thank you. Thank you for being authentic and sharing your story and being vulnerable. You know, that's what real responsibility, real manhood actually looks like. And hopefully somebody was able to take something away with this. This is the side that this is what people don't see. You know, when you think about murderer, inmate, ex-con, all these words and the stereotypes behind those words, this is the person that I know, despite whatever crimes you committed and headlines that you may have made. This is the solo that I know. So thank you for allowing us that opportunity, bro.
I appreciate it. Like I said, I never thought this would be my foot that I'll be walking in. Thank y'all for the opportunity. Thank y'all for even choosing me and allowing me to tell my story. Thank those who tuned in, who wanted to hear my story, that felt as though I was important enough to tune in for to hear my story.
Right,
Like I
right.
said, I just keep pushing on. I keep striving. I keep trying to be the better me, make my mom proud, make my father proud, my
You are.
wife, kids, family, everybody. But like,
You are. Listen,
it's
I'm gonna let you go.
no more than humbling.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
It's no more than humbling.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you get back to your family. On behalf of Hunter, Sean, also I want to shout out Keith, who's been filtering the questions for me and doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Dean Myers, who also has contributed, and even Abdul Qadir, Danny Quarles. He's he was on from the beginning, and life hit him hard because he was also transitioning from prison, so he couldn't stay on, but he's here with us in heart and spirit. Thanks to everybody that's been a part of this project. Um, and on behalf of us all, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys would be interested in checking out episode 3 that's coming up soon. And until then, you know, stay safe, stay around family, and it's all love. Peace.
Thank y'all.